So, Dead by Daylight. The privacy policy I found out is kind of interesting. You have to accept it, otherwise it'll like make it to where you can't play the game. Also, apparently it's got a tutorial in the start of it. Didn't realize this. Like whenever I see people playing Dead by Daylight, I never see anything about the tutorial. It's kind of interesting. I'm very bad at Survivor already. I can tell that much. The big problem I had was so the skill checks. The first part of it was figuring out that you actually have to press the space button and not like click it. I don't know. I got very confused at first. Honestly, the tutorial is pretty basic, pretty easy to understand. Not too much to learn that I didn't already kind of know. I had a much better time with the tutorials killer section. Honestly, I think I just like playing killer more than survivor. And again, right here, I figured out the glorious teabagging, and I didn't read this part properly. So you hold the button down for the repairs, and I didn't know that until just there. And I didn't see this giant in bold letters space button in the middle of it, so that was a thing. Yeah, the tutorial's pretty understandable, and it's got, I think, 4 sections that are pretty good to it. There's the basic controls for the survivor first, then the basic controls for the killer second, then after that it goes into a match with bots, and I believe you can choose between killer or survivor for that, but you have to do both of them, so you can just choose the order. And that's, again, multiple fails, and then I got a perfect skill check, one of the great skill checks off of that, so that's a thing. Look at me getting all excited, and then immediately into a bear trap. Meg, get over here and help me. That's a problem. Yeah, so again, the tutorial wants to show you everything. So like there, you can see that the heartbeat's louder, and then he knocks you down. You can try and wiggle to get free. That's what it tells you anyway. But Meg comes over here, and it shows you what you can kind of do. Like, that's not exactly how you're supposed to do it, but yeah. And then it shows the pallet slam, so you can kind of tell that. And now here he busts it, and then it goes into another part where, well, she runs into a bear trap, and then you're supposed to drop a pallet so it can show you that you can vault over the pallets. I didn't figure out that I was supposed to do that because I thought I was supposed to be waiting for him so I could pallet slam because I didn't read the objective until right about there. And then I went over it and I did the slow thing because I wasn't holding the shift button. Here it shows you how to unhook people. And then it does a little thing for hiding in a locker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so you hide in the lockers, and then it goes into a tutorial where you get pulled out of the locker and put on the hook yourself, so it can show you that. Yeah, honestly, it's just fairly understandable, basic stuff. Not too bad, though, honestly. It was helpful to know this. I mean, the survivor stuff didn't help me at all in surviving, I should mention that. Yeah, here it tells you you can yeet yourself off the hook. I think it's like a 16% chance of getting off the hook. And then you just wait for Meg to try and unhook you. And then it talks about it's a healing tutorial showing you how to do the heals. Nothing too major in the tutorials, but honestly, it's helpful to just go through the motions of doing this stuff, at least a little bit. And then I think in the next part I might fail another skill check, but it's fine. At least I think I failed another skill check trying to do this. Yep, I am bad at Survivor. I may have to sit down and actually practice this sometime or another, because basically all of my matches, and well, actually all of my matches, besides the one Survivor bot match that you have to do, I did all my matches as killer. Honestly, the main reason I even picked up the game, the big thing I was thinking of was it looked like it was really fun to play as Legion, and honestly, I was right. It actually is quite fun to play as Legion. And that's the main thing I did, was I grabbed the chapter for Legion, and I grabbed Dead by Daylight. Into the hatch. Yeet. Yeah, so it gives you 50,000 for each tutorial as well of the blood points, which are your upgrades. And while the killer thing is going through, I'll go ahead and explain that real quick. Honestly, the killer is pretty easy to understand. But, so I cut out a bunch of parts where I was going through the menus. I spent like half my time in the menu just trying to figure out what was going on. But, Blood Web. So every time you finish a match, based on your performance, you get blood points, and those blood points can be used to purchase nodes in I guess it's a kind of upgrade system called the Blood Web, and in the Blood Web you'll get perks and add-ons for survivors or killers, depending on who you're upgrading. And you get a level up for your Blood Web every time you buy all the nodes in a particular zone. I tried. And that's gonna happen a lot. But so you get yourself a bunch of upgrades from using your blood points. Yeah, I had no idea how to set that trap at first. And then the very first trap I set, naturally the first thing I had to do was step in it. That wasn't intentional, for the record. Oh, the dog's barking. It sounds like the child was doing something he wasn't supposed to. But yeah. Uh, so the blood web stuff is how you get extra perks for your particular killer that you're upgrading, or your particular survivor that you're upgrading. And then a set of 3 of those perks are actually transferable once you get to Blood Web level 50. Those 3 perks are supposed to be transferable to your other survivors or killers. So, for example, with Legion, you get, I think it's Mad Grit, Discordance, and a third one that I'm forgetting. Iron Maiden, I think it was. Those 3 perks, once you prestige Legion, can be put on other killers. For example, Iron Maiden, you could put it on that new character, the Dredge, I think it was, who's all about lockers, since Iron Maiden is also a locker-based perk. If you felt like it, you could do that. I don't know if that's a thing that's viable, but that's just an example. And all you have to do is, you don't even have to play as the killer. That's one of the big things, or the survivor. Like, say you really want the nurse perk, Nurse is Calling. You just pump blood points into Nurse while playing as the killer you want to play as. So it's like the game doesn't really force you to play as one particular killer or another. or one particular survivor to get the stuff off of it, which is nice. And here we go. Now we're getting into the actual bot matches. Well, not just yet. Still gotta wait for this guy to die. Yeah, I think again, I think the matches force you to play as, it's a specific killer and a specific survivor for it. So, like, you have to play as the Trapper and you have to play as Glasses. I don't remember his name. And then this is the part where you get to choose one or the other. Pretty understandable, and I think I did pretty well on this. The very first thing I did was I placed a trap right here and in this doorway, and the bots did not understand that. Several of them got caught by that. And I learned from my previous mistake and didn't walk over my own trap. Baby steps. Yeah, I also didn't do particularly well with placing the traps because I think only 2 of them actually ended up getting anyone. So here I'm just kind of looking around for people, and that noise right there was like the first indicator. Oh, they're over here. And again, kick the gen. And then I definitely saw this guy over here, trying to figure out if he's still over here. I'm not very good at following the red scratches just yet. And I missed my first lunge. And I could have probably whacked that guy right there, if I'm being honest. Who is this? Dwight? Okay, so there's Dwight. I think. No, that's not Dwight. That's Jake. Well, whoever it was. And I think I get pallet slammed. Nope, I don't. There's me figuring out that I can, in fact, hit people while they're going through stuff. And there's me trying to figure out how to pick that person up. Yeah, the pickup window is a little weird. At least for me. Maybe it's just the size of the killer, I'm not sure. And I'm trying to figure out where to place this down at. It's weird that you can't just place it right in front of the guy. But then I guess that would cancel out the ability to pull him off the hook. And then this person takes me for a loop. Was a bit annoyed, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna cancel this loop. And then I figured out that you can in fact step over the trap, but you have to step over it at first. Like, as soon as you place it down, you can step over it because you're technically right on top of it already and it doesn't go off. I know I probably shouldn't bust those right away, but I don't know, that's just what I've been doing. There's probably a better way to play this, but and I don't know how that one hit, if I'm being honest. Twice. The second one was at least more understandable than the first. And now we've got, this is definitely Dwight. And that wiggle is me bouncing off the walls and stuff. I found out that if you're carrying someone and they start wiggling and you don't got perks to cancel that out, you start swaying about while they wiggle. There's me collecting that, because I don't need it anymore. And I figured out that that's actually, a fast vault makes noise when someone jumps over those things. So if someone's sprinting and they vault through yeah, see, I'm still not good at following the scratches at all. Still not very good at it. I get confused a lot. Case in point. There you are. I think he was going to try and pallet slam me. It didn't work out very well for him. There's me trying to pick him up, but the traps are getting in the way. Either that or that was me pressing the wrong button. I'm not sure which, actually. And I tried again. And then I realized you actually have to hold it. I mean, I was holding it before, but that's just because I'm, well, not familiar with the game exactly. And that was just my initial instinct. Yeah, so every time they fail a skill check, that's something else. Every time they fail a skill check is when it lets me know where they are, that indicator there. And I don't know if this trapper has any perks on them. Why is he walking? Oh, never mind, it's okay. Yeah, so here I thought he had more hooks in him, so I picked him up and put him down in the basement. I think this was his last hook, but I'm not positive on that one. If it wasn't, regardless, he doesn't come back out of the basement. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so yeah, he's still got time on him. That's why I put those extra traps there, which 2 was probably wasteful, but whatever. Technically 3, because there's the one in the doorway. And then I went over to try and get that gen, and got distracted and decided, fuck it, leave him be. Not trying to tunnel down the Dwight. Okay, so yeah, she ended up on the fucking trap, and then I want to say I ended up in a chase with her. Here, I reset the trap again, and I think it might have gotten one more use out of it. Yeah, that was pretty silly. The bots didn't really know what to do with that particular trap. And there's me missing a lunge. It's okay, I got the next one. I don't remember how many hooks she's on either. Oh, that was her first. And then I realized I had no more traps. Better go get one. Yeah, it's weird how the map starts out with for the trapper. I guess if they made it to where you refreshed your traps by opening up lockers, it'd just make it seem more like the Huntress. So I suppose that's why they didn't do that. There's me seeing some scratches and getting better at following them, kind of. I think I get hit with another pallet. Nope. And there's me deciding, nah, I'll just go around. Yeah, and there's me losing the bot completely and being completely outsmarted by them. Actually, I think I saw, there it is. And I found him again. Ha, the tables have turned. I know I shouldn't feel as accomplished as I did with this, but getting the 4 kill honestly made me feel pretty decent. It's a good way to start off, and there's me being a little overzealous. And wait for it. Don't forget the spin. No. No, hang on. Spin! Flashing lights and epilepsy warning. Yeah, so that, honestly, that match made me feel pretty decent. And then the next match definitely brought me in line. Because in the next match, I play as Dwight in Survivor mode. And I am not good at Survivor. Although I did have a really funny thing happen. Yeah, something really entertaining happened at one point. So the bots are kind of unusual. Their AI is a bit questionable, both as the killer and the survivors. So I've got a bot killer right now, and well, I'll be honest, the bot killer pretty much immediately fucked me up. So I thought, okay, I'll try, and then I failed the skill check. And then I thought, okay, I'll just get in the locker. And then, well, the killer definitely saw me. And I thought, okay, I'll just climb out. And he won't grab, and he grabbed me out of the locker. Even though I was already out of the locker. And then I was like, alright, the bots will save me. I'll just wait. I remember one of the tutorials for the survivor thing said, don't try to yeet yourself unless you see no other option for survival. And well, the bots were not doing a particularly good job. This one looks like it's coming to save me, but it's not. This one is running from the killer. So, when that failed, I thought to myself, alright, I'm starting to see these little tidbits of do-hickamajigs off to the side. See the little things forming. And so I thought I'll yeet myself off so before I get to stage 2. And then it immediately put me into stage 3. And then I failed the first skill check, because I'm bad at this. Skill checks and me do not get along particularly well. And I gotta pass the next one to save my damn life. And fortunately, I managed it. And then someone came over, so I couldn't fail the last skill check. They tried to heal me, but I was like, there's gonna be a killer coming over here any fucking second now. So I ran over and started doing the gen again, because I'm an idiot. I managed a skill check, though. And I want to say I got a little panicky here in a few seconds, because I saw the killer directly in front of me. Yeah, so they managed 2 gens while I was fighting for my goddamn life. And this part right here, watch this beautiful AI. Oh, not just yet. As soon as that person gets knocked down, and they'll be down here in just a few seconds. And they've taken a hit. Great skill check. And there's someone coming over to hide with me, and they're trying to hop in the locker, but I'm blocking their path. There they go. Now they're in the locker. And that right there, he just kind of tootled along behind him while the guy crawls, and the guy starts crawling to me with the killer on his butt. There, he got a bit confused because he thought he saw me, but he didn't. I don't know. I don't know why he did that, but then he keeps following, and he's doing that, and that guy's just slowly clawing his way over. Friend. And I was like, no. I am about to die. Take the hook. It's still going. Wait for it. Yeah, and I'm just like, nope, I'm just gonna go back here. That way that the killer will pick him up and I can keep going on the gen when the killer leaves. And then he just kept crawling toward me. It was at this point that I realized that AI is broken and it's still trying to go towards me. And since he's moving, the other guy can't do anything. He can't pick him up for some reason, I guess. And so I decided to get the fuck out of there. Unfortunately, I went headlong into the killer because he came sprinting over here at Mach speeds. And it was about this point that I died. And there he is. And there's me trying to run away and failing because I ran right into him. Yeah, I think that the killer might be a bit hard to deal with in survivor matches. The bot survivor matches. And then I died. I did not survive. I did not even come close. Which is a bit on the unfortunate side. But that's fine, honestly. I don't know if I'll be playing Survivor all that much. And I got nothing. Well, I mean, I guess it gave me a score a little bit. But yeah, I definitely didn't do well on that match. But that is the end of the tutorial. And then I went into a match. And as soon as I started off, I added 4 bots in because it's a bot match. Added 4 bots in, and 3 of them were Bill. So I figured, might as well make the rest of them Bill too. And I refreshed until it was Bill. Some pretty silly stuff. So yeah, this is me testing out Legion for the first time, trying to make the Big Dad Monster Dad proud. And I don't do particularly well, if I'm being honest. Already I'm hearing a gen. I don't know which gen is going off though. Yeah, it took me a while, and that's the other thing. When you play custom matches like this, you have access to every perk in the game and every add-on in the game, and you can use any of them indefinitely. So like ordinarily the add-ons go away at the end of the match unless you use it's like Black Ward or something like that. But with custom matches, you don't need any of that. But custom matches are not matches that boost your reputation or anything like that, let you play with higher level players or anything. You can add players, but they're really only like, it's not like a public match as far as I'm aware of. You can't have random people matchmaking you. So yeah, there's me getting my first pallet slam from a custom game bot. I keep hearing zombie noises on this map. Honestly, this map, that's something else I feel like I should mention. This map was oddly appropriate. Here's me checking the locker, because I got confused. I'm not good at following the red scratches yet. I'm still not good at following the red scratches, even by the end of this. Yeah, so they already finished 2 gens, and I have yet to down any of them. As a bonus, though, I did choose one perk that definitely helps me out. It's that perk Fire Up. Every time they do a gen, I get a buff. And see where it says 2 on the bottom left of the screen. Here's me kind of figuring out Feral Frenzy a little bit. Not as well as I could have. Yep, but there. And that's when I realized Feral Frenzy actually tells you where people are. Those little indicators, those are people. Now, mind you, I hadn't really figured out how to capitalize on that yet. But it is nice to know that you can use Feral Frenzy to find people. And after playing a couple of bot matches, I actually get in the swing of things and play against other players. Well, that'll be in a minute. For now, I have to kick the shit out of this Bill. which, well, I don't think I do a particularly good job of. Because I think yeah, I think I lose him in this chase again. Old man is looping me. Yeah, so apparently if you hit someone that's already got deep wounds while you're in Feral Frenzy, it cancels your Feral Frenzy. The exception is if you manage to get all 4 of them in a single chain. And there he was trying to heal, I guess. And I decided, nah. You would think with the best add-ons this would have been easier for me, but apparently not. And then there's me trying to figure out where to go and deciding, okay, I guess I'll just go for this one. And there's a gen that's almost finished, so I decided to kick it. And I've got 3 stacks of fire up because they've already done 3 gens and they've only got 2 left. There's me hoping someone had come over to try and save him, but as it turns out, I should have realized that ahead of time. The bots don't do that. I also figured out that Feral Frenzy is actually a pretty good travel power, more than anything. I also hadn't figured out that you can lunge with Feral Frenzy. I didn't figure that out until later. I thought it was only quick attacks. There I managed a 3-chain. At least I think I did. I might have missed. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I missed the last one. It's okay, though. Bill made the mistake of fast vaulting. Otherwise, I would have lost him completely. No. No pallet slam for you. I'm done with your shit. It's a good thing there wasn't another Bill over there to pallet slam me when I picked up the first one. So at that point I hook him, and then I see... I assume it's because I'm using barbecue and chili. After I hook someone I can see people, and that's, I think, the first time I actually used that perk properly. And then I go for the Bill, and, well, he's not getting away from me because I started lunging at this point. I don't think I was lunging proper before. And that's something else I hadn't realized. That gen is almost done over there. And with Fuming Mixtape, the first add-on that I've got equipped, it'll tell you while you're in Feral Frenzy, based on the color of the gens, how far along the gens are. And that's not something I knew at first. I did remember here that I could vault over these and use Feral Frenzy with Iridescent Button to break them. So I got a little annoyed. I vaulted over it and broke it immediately, and then stabbed him, and then went for the gen back here. It wasn't after the gen, because I hadn't realized that the gen was nearly done. I was after the person that was on the gen. I think he wanted to pallet slam me? Yeah, I think he wanted to pallet slam me, but it just didn't work out for him. Yeah, some silly shenanigans. Honestly, the main thing about it is, these killer matches are just funny because, I mean, I don't know, it's something thrilling about using Feral Frenzy and sprinting after someone. Yeah, so I only managed to get the one kill. I definitely didn't end up finding the last guy. I was so confused trying to figure out where he was. I did manage to find the hatch at least, and closed that. Big problem was, yeah, he slipped behind me and went for the exit. So one of the things that I realized immediately was I'd have a problem with figuring out where people were. So I ended up changing the perks around a little bit. I ended up going with Discordance, Bamboozle, Barbecue and Chili, and Fire Up. Idea being if I jump through a window, Bamboozle locks that window off. Discordance, if 2 or more people are working on a gen, that gen lights up for me, exactly like that. Barbecue and Chili, if I hook someone, I can see everyone for a short period of time. And Fire Up for when they complete the gens. I went against the Bills again because it seemed fitting, and there's 3 of them right there. Rather than chasing, the first thing I did was I regressed the gen. And then I went through this to stop the loop there, and then went for a Bill. And I did much better this match. So one of the things I figured out in this match was one of the big perks for Legion, one of the big things you want to do with Legion is you want to be as aggressive as possible and hit as many people as possible with that Feral Frenzy. Here I canceled out the loop because I was like, nah, fuck that. And then I got confused because I wasn't sure where he went. Still not good at following the scratches. Fortunately, there's plenty of different things telling me where he is. And so I got him. I accidentally pressed the wrong perk that time. Fortunately, if you don't use much time on it, it doesn't like regress the clock entirely. And there's me actually trying to use Barbecue and Chili. Because last match told me that it was helpful. Here's me sprinting after Bill. And I don't think I got him with a Feral Frenzy, but it's fine. Someone rescued the Bill. It was probably Bill. And he didn't manage to pallet slam me that time. There I was just like, I'm going over this. And I'll break it in one go. I didn't manage to catch him with that Feral Frenzy either, but it was nice to close the distance at least. Helps with making sure they can't get away from me. I don't know why he bagged there, if I'm being honest, but he did. So I went through that to lock it off again, and then tossed up the Bill onto the hook. Hey, stay off me, cat. Not getting any of my food. Fuck off. Here I got a really good chain going on, and the best part was, because of how Feral Frenzy works, I could tell where the Bill had gone, and he tried to hide in a locker, so I immediately pulled him out of it. Unfortunately, the Bills got a little upset with this action, as you will see shortly. They weren't particularly pleased with how I was playing. Which tells me, well, if I can upset an AI, I could probably upset a real person. And I was confused because it was regressing still. And those old bastards rage quit on me. was a good thing that I played those custom matches, because the very first match with other players, that's what this is, actually put me into a map that I had been on before, so it certainly helped, at least a little bit. Navigation and all that. And I probably popped that entirely too soon, but it's fine. Once again, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm dealing with, so I got lost and confused immediately. Fortunately, I am hearing noises. Honestly, I had to rely on the audio cues more than seeing the pixels, because I'm not good at seeing the pixels. Yeah, see, I'm just trying to figure out how to go through this map. It would help if I had actually... Oh, hi, Bill. It would help if I had actually played Resident Evil 2, the remake. Bill? There you are. And that's the other thing. When you pop Feral Frenzy, all those scratches go away. Hi, Bill. Come here, you old prick. I can't really see anyone else. I mean, not until I had already pressed the button, so I'm just going for Bill. Bonus is he put himself right next to a hook. Yeah, I got a little confused as to where I ought to be going. And someone keeps failing skill checks. Oh, hi. You know, I thought this guy would be more of a hassle to deal with because of that little perk thing that he's got. But honestly, he wasn't particularly difficult to deal with. That cosmetic skin he's got, I'm sorry. And I got pallet slammed. Come here, you bastard. Honestly, both of them are hit with that, what is it, deep wounds? After you hit someone with Feral Frenzy, they're hit with deep wounds where they can't do anything else except try to heal themselves. Or have someone heal them. I was like, yeah, he's around here somewhere, I could have swore. And then I completely lost track of him. Oh, this part was adorable. Baby killer and a baby survivor. Look at him, he thinks he's a threat. I've watched enough Hybrid Panda to know how to deal with that. Poor little Leon. Take your butt chin and shove it up your butt. And then I think that was a build that I just spotted. So I immediately check the gem and then go for the build. You're around here somewhere. Seems like everyone who plays Bill is a hassle to deal with, because I'm quite positive I end up in a loop with this guy and he just takes me for a loop. And the butt chin is back. Oh, hi. Yeah, he tried to get out of that pallet. Didn't work out particularly well for him there. Yeah, later on in the game, I want to say he takes me for a loop. Maybe not. Is that his last hook? Okay. Yeah, because I here, this, I was like, you know what? I got a feeling. Hi. Is this the spot? No, this isn't the spot. There's a part where, yes, Bill took the hit for him before he even got off the thing. I was like, well, I don't want to focus down on the Bill, so I went for the other guy. Because I'm trying not to knock the same survivor down repeatedly, although I do think I do that in some of the later matches. Mostly because I can't tell who's who. So he failed the... Yeah, and this was fucking silly. He tried to hide in the... And I was like, get out of that locker. Got him. Yeah, so one person DCing certainly screwed a lot of this over. And then there's Bill over here. I'm positive I find Bill next. And he DC'd too, so two people DC'd. I know, I guess I just didn't like how I was playing. Oh, that guy's about to die, isn't he? No, they got him down, just in time. But both of them are on their last hook one way or another. Here's me being confused. Because I didn't realize there was a doorway over here until the scratches showed me. I didn't want to leave a locker up here with as many scratch marks as it had. Unchecked. Yeah, they haven't done a single gen yet. Hi. I was trying to figure out where Bill was. He was up there, so I went for him. Because I didn't want to get the guy that just got off the hook. That, and honestly, I was hoping Bill was closer. Hi, Bill. So it might not have been this match, but I know a Bill took me through a loop on this map in one of the matches that I played. So here was me considering leaving Bill and trying to find the other guy, but honestly, I just decided, nah, let's not do that. If he finds the hatch, he finds the hatch. I got 3 of them regardless, and that's a win to me. And then I started using Feral Frenzy to try and find the people. And I want to say that the hatch ends up right in front of me. Or maybe I was looking for it. I don't remember. I know I was keeping an eye out for it, but I was also looking for the guy. There, I decided not to do the pallet and rather just go around it. Oh, why didn't he use the fucking hatch? He ran right over it. Was he just looking to faff about? Or maybe he didn't understand. I'm not sure. Maybe he was being sporting, since I managed to kill most of them without gens. I'm not sure. Or he could have panicked. Or maybe it's one of those things where you can pull someone when they're jumping. I'm not sure. Regardless, that was a decent match. First match, essentially 4 kills. Mind you, I had a hard time figuring out where the hooks were. Yeah, in the Blood Web, one of the things that dropped for me was No One Escapes Death. It was like one of the first things that dropped for me. Here, I've decided to switch things around just a wee bit. And I'm using Whispers of the Crow, or whatever it's called. Basically, if someone's near me and they trigger a crow, the crow will trigger an audio cue for me. Which helps, honestly. Those finding the killer things help quite a bit. They rushed that gen. And I had no idea they were even on it. I will say that person ran into the wrong spot. Also, I gotta say, I kind of like the... Oh yeah, see, they DC'd. As soon as they took one hit, they disconnected. I don't know if that was intentional or not, if I'm being honest. But ran back over, kicked the gen. I guess they just don't like playing Legion, maybe? I mean, in fairness, Legion's perks are pretty basic. And it's not like I was running high tier perks for Legion. This was my second match. The only one that I'd say is kind of high tier would be No One Escapes Death. There, I figured out someone was down there. Wasted a bit of time busting through the wall, but it's fine. It needed to be gone anyway. And then I lost the person in here. I never even saw him. They were in here. I'm positive they were. I hadn't done the gen yet. That's the other thing. I didn't check the locker. I don't think I even saw the locker when I went down there the first go around. And there I'm using Feral Frenzy to just travel the map. This is me being a bit confused, trying to figure out where all the people are. I think I opted to check this gen. Yeah, nope, I didn't. Not just then. Well, I mean, I kind of checked it. There was no noise coming from it. And then I found this gen that was almost fucking done. And then they blinded me, so I pounded that. I realized there was someone up there, but I don't think I went up there right away. I was too busy trying to figure out where this person was. The flashlight. And then I guessed that they might just be right back on the gen. It seemed like this Claudette really wanted to just baby this gen. And I also realized you had to hold the button down for that. I got confused. At least I think that's a Claudette. I can't tell. All the survivors kind of look the same to me. Except maybe Jeff and Bill. Those two just look different because, well, I think it's the beards, honestly. This was entirely a guess. But it worked out pretty well for me. I was honestly going to check all the lockers. In case there was another little bastard that was hiding in there. There's me trying to not tunnel down the other person. I considered it. And then I lost track of both of them because I considered it. These guys were ridiculously hard for me to find, if I'm being honest. I think one of the things that might have helped is if I had had more anti-gen perks. Specifically, I would wager stuff like Pop Goes the Weasel would have been good here. Although I don't know if that's a perk that many people that play Legion would take. Because I'm pretty sure that first Pop Goes the Weasel, after you hit a gen, as soon as they get onto it, they have to pass a skill check, or like it's a more difficult skill check or something like that. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into the perk. I just know there are perks for finding people easier. One of the ones I'm planning on getting for Nurse, or for Legion, is Nurse's Calling from the Nurse. Essentially, the way the perk works is if someone tries to heal while they're in your terror radius, at least I think it's while they're in terror radius, it shows them the person being healed and the person healing. And that's pretty helpful for Legion, because Feral Frenzy, it's a perk that kind of forces you to heal. Or at least it pressures you to heal. Doesn't force you to. You can play without healing, as far as I'm aware of. Yeah, I keep doing that. Where I've forgotten the person has the deep wounds. I probably could have capitalized on that even more if I had realized I could just go around as quickly as I could have. Oh, this was funny as all hell. This person took me for a loop. It's like Ring Around the Rosie. Speed. And then I big brained. And then I missed a knife. It's quite funny. Yeah, so I spent a lot of this match just trying to find the people, honestly. I wasn't doing as much chasing. But honestly, that's fine. That's kind of part of the game. If the survivors are doing their job right, you're not going to be able to find them very often. Or at least that's part of it. So this thing's still regressing. I just need to find the two Megs. Yeah, I think at some point I locate one of them in the basement. Yeah, overall, I honestly had quite a lot of fun with Dead by Daylight. It was enjoyable, and it does a pretty good job of introducing new players to it. I will say that I wish there were more that could be done with the survivors, but I guess the reason that survivors are the way they are, yeah, see, I found some scratches in here. This time I checked the locker, but that wasn't where they were. Regardless, uh, the only thing I wish is that for survivors it was a bit easier to play, because I failed a lot of skill checks, but then again, I guess the main reason for that is it's supposed to be easier to play killer. And it's harder to survive, because, well, the odds are stacked against the survivors. That's what they're supposed to be anyway. So I guess that makes sense. I don't think anything needs to be done with that. It'd just be nice if, while I was playing Survivor, I could do better at it. And I guess that comes down to skill. So here's me trying to figure out, okay, that person's died. Where's the hatch? And there it is. It's like the game really likes just having them pop up right in front of me. And now I run back and forth between these two exit gates trying to prevent the last person from getting out. I was either going to wait out the clock or I was going to kill the person. I just had no idea where they could be, but I knew where they were going. So I just ran back and forth with Feral Frenzy on this one. And I think it helps that I also had No One Escapes Death. I want to say that's active right now. And that just, I want to say it increases your movement speed, among other things. And upon not seeing the person there, I run back. Kind of. And they're waiting for me to go to the other side before they pop in, because that's the other thing. I'm in first person, they're in third person. So they can kind of see where I am and what I'm doing without needing to see where I am and what I'm doing via character model. Which gives them a bit of an advantage there. It's the only advantage they've got, really. Yep, and there she is. She almost got that done while I was gone. And I was just like, no, get off it. No, bad. I don't even know if I checked to see if the door had opened up proper, because I feel like it was like either opening up or right on the edge opening up. And that's the last one. The last person, that is. Not the last match. I played more than 2 matches. Each time I ended up going into the Blood Web and grabbing new perks. I think my Discordance started out maxed. Like, as soon as I did the first Blood, or not Discordance, Mad Grip. The bottom perk down there. Like, see, Iron Grip and the bottom one, I think it's Mad Grip. I'm not sure. Those two basically make it very difficult to wiggle around on me. Yeah, I got confused by the purple. I didn't realize we were playing Danganronpa. For the record, those of you that don't understand that joke, Danganronpa is an anime game, and instead of red blood, they make the blood like pink and purple. Someone was near me. They triggered the crows, but I was focused on this person. They didn't have a good time, because I didn't let them out the door. And they kind of cornered themselves, if I'm being honest. So as soon as the match started, that's the first hook. And you notice that I don't really sway around as much because of the 2 perks, Iron Grip and whatever that other one is. Mad Grit? Mad Grit. I think it's Mad Grit. Regardless, those 2 purple perks down at the bottom are what's making it to where they're harder. It's harder for them to get off of me if I'm carrying them. There's someone nearby. They triggered the crows. And yep, I just checked the locker on a whim. And that's where they were. You can kind of almost see the processing. Wait a second. These scratches don't go anywhere. Oh, I was doing a challenge as well. It's like a challenge on their extra stuff where you can get extra things. That little diamond that you saw was a purple glyph that I'm supposed to interact with. And I accidentally ran into it here. So you commune with the glyph and it completes a challenge that you're supposed to do in a match that gives you extra rewards at the end of it. It's like blood points and stuff like that. And there are all kinds of different things. Like one of them requested that I knock down 8 survivors. And there was another that I did that was like hook 5 survivors, hit 10 survivors with basic attacks. Yeah, I lost this person. And there they are. Pallet. And I didn't want to lose them again, but I expressly lost them again. So I checked the lockers. Because I didn't see any, and then I saw the other one, but I didn't really see that one, the other scratches. So yeah, they were gone. I got confused. Baby killer is baby killer. Don't judge. Because I don't know what I'm doing. There's me trying to regress the progress. There's them failing a skill check. hears me losing track of them completely. And then there's me getting distracted. Like, they're out here, I know they are, and I just did not see them. Oh, there they are. Come back here. And there's her making the mistake of pallet dropping in the wrong position. She tried. I think she was trying to fucking use the pallet to get away from me. It just didn't work out. Should have dropped it from the other side. And again, I can't comment too much on that because I'm not exactly good at... I have one Survivor match under my belt and I lost. I thought someone would come back to rescue her, like, immediately. So I came over here looking for the person that was going to rescue her so they'd take the chase. And then the crows confused me. I thought it was her. Turns out it was not. And then someone rescued her. Honestly, for the best. It's weird. The lockers have like two sounds to them. When you're opening it and then the closing it makes a second sound. And it always makes me think someone is getting out of a locker nearby. See, here I saw the person in the locker. Because I knew it couldn't be the person that I just hit that was making that indication, so I knew it was another person in the locker, and I ended up pulling him out of the locker for that. That's one of the nice things about Feral Frenzy. Lets you see stuff. You get one hit in with Feral Frenzy, and if there's anyone in your terror radius, you can see them. Through walls. All the joys of wall hacks without any of the, well, cheating. And with how hard it is to find the survivors without using perks and stuff. Stuff like Feral Frenzy is pretty important. It's like when you get down to one person and you have no idea where they are. That actually happens in this match now that I think about it. But not the way you would think. Oh. I think I know what just happened there. They failed a healing skill check and dropped the person to the ground. I think that's the thing. I thought they jumped into the locker. I don't know why. I thought I could kick through that at one point. Fortunately, the crows are basically telling me exactly where this person is, because, well, I'm not going to figure it out otherwise. Yeah, in my defense, I wasn't trying to tunnel down that person. That just kind of happened, because I lost track of the others. They didn't take any hunt or any chases from me. So, ended up being that I had to take this person. Fortunately, they've still got another hook in them. At least I think they do. Yeah, so they got one more hook in them. After they get off that hook. But again, I wasn't exactly trying to tunnel that person down, but that's kind of exactly what happened. Feels bad, because then the survivors don't get a chance to have a fun match. So here, I went to go chase the person that person right there. I specifically went for them, and then, well, it just so happens that I got lost and confused. I was trying to Feral Frenzy this person so I could get the next person, but, well, that didn't happen. So, they were the only person I could see, so I chased them. And I think there's even a point where I pause and consider, like, yeah, do I let this person go? And then I decided, nope. They've got 3 gens, I've got no kills. Let's do this. And I kept checking that one, but I think it's already done. I can't tell because it's too bright in there. Again, this is just me using Feral Frenzy as a travel power and getting me across the map quicker. I was listening around for the most finished generators. And that was kind of how I was doing this, was I was listening, looking for the gens that are done, and then waiting for failed skill checks, really. Yeah, I thought she was over there. Fortunately, I haven't completely lost her yet. I think she turned too early. I was trying to pick her up. And we've got a hook here. I think that's this person's last hook, putting it down to 2. So, not doing too bad now. 2 gens, 2 survivors left. And here's the part where I tried to go through that because I thought you could break that, but apparently not. I guess there's no real reason to put something that you can break through there. Honestly, when I first started watching, I think it was Hybrid Panda, playing Dead by Daylight stuff, there wasn't even a mechanic for busting through certain portions of the wall, but I'm kind of glad they added it in. It makes the maps a bit more interesting. And then they completed another gen. And I don't know if they got any other gens after this. This was the last one I want to say they got. Here's me getting confused, not seeing the scratches. I decided this was the gen that they were babying earlier. They're probably on it now. So I travel powered over, found the person, but ran out of Feral Frenzy. And decided I was going to chase this person down and try and down them. The end of this match is very funny, in my opinion. So here I decided, alright, I'll just go ahead and hit him with a Feral Frenzy. I want to say they looped me back around. The main thing I was thinking was closing the gap, because I didn't feel like dealing with the pallet. That wasn't going to be a problem again later. So I hit him with that, looked around, saw the extra person who was hiding, and knew I wouldn't be able to find him again if I didn't deal with him. So I hit him, and then they pallet slammed me in the butt. So this is the person I chased, getting him up to the top part. And this is pretty ridiculous, but I have no idea where this person goes after this. And I don't know how that person went down. I don't know where this person is. Like, I looked, and I just did not see them. Looking back on it, I did just see a set of feet crawling away. But after that, I lost track of them and could not find them. I was looking around trying to find this other person. I knew they were around here somewhere, and because I was hearing the noises. And I found them, hung them, and then spent far more time than I should have had to have looking for the last person that I'm positive they crawled away. At first I thought, when I was playing the match, I thought they dropped out of the map. But that's not what happened. They just crawled really fast. And here's me deeply confused. I couldn't hear any noises. I just couldn't find this person. I even recreated what happened. I was like, okay, this was the part. I jump out from here. And now where are they? And then I continued looking around. I was like, alright, I'm gonna try and figure out where this person is. If I can't find the person, the only alternative I've got is looking for the hatch when this other person dies, which they just did. So that's when I resolved, right about here, I think it was, I resolved to go looking for the hatch once the sacrifice went down, because I didn't want them crawling into it. I deserved the 4 kill here. I didn't want them crawling into victory and cheating me of that last sacrifice. So I went looking about for the hatch. And I want to say the bathroom, or whatever it's called, the shower room, was the one that confused me the most, because there was a weird noise coming from it, and I assumed it was the hatch. Because I know you're supposed to be able to hear the hatch. And so here I'm looking for the hatch. Looking all over the place for the hatch. I heard a noise here in this hallway, and I was like, it's around here somewhere. I know it is. Maybe it's in here. I can hear it coming from in here. It's louder over here. Louder. Quieter. Louder. Maybe it's on the other side. Not seeing it. Where is this thing? Yeah, you can see me getting just a little bit annoyed. The birds are even laughing at me. I looked into each of the stalls. I went to the other side and it got quieter, and I was like, no, no, definitely not. Not over here. And so I came back over here. I'm hearing it over here. It's gotta be in here somewhere. And then I saw the blue and was like, oh, this isn't the hatch, it's a totem. I'm an idiot. And then I continued looking about, and then it was right in fucking front of me. And so I couldn't find the person, but at least I found the hatch, so they couldn't possibly get out. And then I started looking around, seeing if I couldn't find, well, something. I found my totem, the one that was shown to me on the map, but yeah, I didn't find them at all. I even wanted to include a message. I wrote out, I am so sorry, I just could not find you at all. Yeah, you gotta wait until the end of the match, and then you can send messages to the other team. But yeah, other thing is, when you play the matches, you get experience, and you get level ups, and those level ups give you iridescent shards, which you can use to get character cosmetics and the like. And they've also got a feature where you can actually uh, thumbs up a person, give them props, instead of reporting them. So I felt everyone who was in that match deserved a thumbs up for that. Except me. I deserved a middle finger. Yep, silly shenanigans there. I think I got a couple more matches that I've got recorded for this. And I do try to skip out on a lot of the loading screens if I can help it. But yeah, actually no, that should be the end of it. All right, take care.